Morning, YouTube. Good morning. Good day. Good day. Hey, just got a couple things to get out right now. You know, like I said, this channel isn't really just going to be about boxing fitness. It's going to be motivational. It's going to be inspirational, and just to give you, an overall view of, just self-building, pretty much. But I'm gonna just jump off into it. It's a little thing I wrote up. Some things that I like to use when I'm motivating myself, not only in the gym, but when I wake up in the morning and get my day going. Let me grab some water real quick. It's important to drink clean water, people. That I ain't sponsored by nobody, so I ain't gonna show you what that is, but some of y'all may know that bottle already. But that's a different story. Alright, boom. It's for self-motivation, self-appreciation, and self-worth. That's what this information is here for today that I'd like to share with you. And we'll go ahead and get into it, First things first, stop looking at yourself through other people's eyes. And that's just going with the saying of no matter what somebody else, or actually what you think someone else is thinking about you, maybe from an action that you might have had, or like right now, people probably just see me as Dave, the boxing instructor dude that has some low budget videos on YouTube. But on this side of the camera and outside that way, I'm a whole lot more. I'm a whole lot more, and I'm gonna actually do a video on my journey as a YouTuber so that you guys can follow me on that. Cause I think I'm really excited for it. But back to the motivational outline. Stop looking at yourself through other people's eyes. Don't play the stereotype. Some people, they give you that example that blondes are ditzy, and if you got big hands and big feet, the rest. But those are all just stereotypes. Don't play to the stereotypes, you know what I mean? In my own personal life, I forgot how to spell the word and. A-N-D. And I know my sister and my nephew can definitely attest to this. My nephew gave me the business for weeks. I couldn't help him with no spelling bees. He ain't asked me to help him write up no papers, do homework, nothing. He would always open up with, how you gonna help me if you don't even remember how to spell and? And I was a 22-year-old dude that liked to write poems. Go figure on that one. My sister fell out laughing. But that just goes to say, we all have our ditzy moments. You can get caught up just walking and trip over air. Somebody's gonna let you have it. But that doesn't mean that you're that guy that's always tripping over air, or you're that girl that's always tripping over air. We just have, some people have more ditzy moments than others. So looking inside, don't judge them too harshly on their shortcomings, because you wouldn't want to be judged as such on your outcomings, or on your shortcomings, not outcomings. Sorry about that. And then again, don't worry about what other people think about you. If you're putting your best foot forward, all they're going to see is your best foot forward. They're not going to see those slips and trips and falls. They might catch you slipping. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Especially like you high school kids out there, or college kids. There's a lot of pressure out there to wear the freshest clothes, or have the brand new car or whatever, Maybe your money ain't good enough to have all of that. And if those people in your circle can't accept that, maybe you don't need them as friends. But then again, whatever you have, and that's just going through looking through other people's eyes. Whatever you have to make it shine like gold. I mean, I don't have a lot of stuff. Hell, I drive a minivan, and I love my minivan. That's the spaceship. Y'all out there been in that? Hey, that's the spaceship. I don't care what nobody says. It's a 3-seater. I ain't putting up the rest of my seats unless my god children want to ride. But that's a different story. But either way it go, make what you have golden. As the saying goes, you know, everything that glitters is not gold. So show them that you can glitter without being gold. You know, don't be fool's gold and start tricking people, but you know, make what you have your golden egg or your golden coin or just golden in general. Make it so. You have to do that. Nobody's gonna do it for you. Brings me to my second point. Show up and show out. And what I mean right here is, again, as I said before, you have to project the best version of you. Nobody really knows who you are until you show them who you are. And that's where people get assumptions from. That's where perception comes in. Things of that nature. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Because you know what? No matter what you do, people are going to judge you, and you're going to judge people. It's like one of the worst things is being a human. You're going to do these things without even thinking about it. But you know, never give up on something. Never say you can't do something unless you give it a real, honest to goodness try. At least 2 or 3 times. And I'm not talking about doing bad stuff. I'm talking about doing things that might be that you might not have ever done. You know, if you never really traveled, like, you know, I know a lot of guys out of Chicago, the only places they've been is here in Jacksonville and Chicago. And you know, I'm like, dude, you need to go travel. Oh, I ain't gotta leave the city, man. Everything I got is in the city. Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff out here. There's a lot of beautiful stuff out here. There's a lot of ugly stuff too, but there's a lot more beautiful stuff out here. And I think a lot of people should travel more, even if you're just getting out and doing whatever. But again, I keep going off on tangents, excuse me. I'm trying to stick to the script. All right, what I mean by that, on show up and show out. No matter what you're doing, show up to it and give it a good, honest shot. You know, you may not understand everything about the situation that you're doing. You might not overstand it. You might not understand it. But give it that chance for you to understand it and overstand it. And I know a lot of people might be saying, oh, what does he mean overstand? You know, go look it up, Webster's Dictionary, or you can get you a Black's Law Dictionary. Overstand is in there. It means to stand on. But I digress. And you know, because when you finally understand something, you're going to feel that much more empowered in taking it on, and maybe even taking on other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, heck, if you never played football, a lot of freshmen never played sports at the high school level. But when they get there, they're a little scared, they're a little intimidated by other people. They see people that's way taller than them, you know, way more athletic than them, but they still give it a good, honest shot. And that's what you have to do until you get that one time where boom, you did it. And then that brings you to show out. Now, what I mean by show out is praise yourself. And show out is, you know, just party within. Don't be out there being all bashful and everything, because some people may take that to offense. It could cause other problems. Perception is crazy out there. It's really crazy. But praise yourself. Others are not going to like it when you show them that they have nothing over you, because everybody always wants to be a one-up on the next person. You know, oh man, well, hey, at least I ain't doing that bad. But you know, maybe you're doing bad in your situation, and they might be doing great in their situation. They might want to be that way. You don't know. So, you know, praise yourself within. And the others around you, that if they do like it, they're going to shine with you. They're going to come to you. They're going to gravitate to you, and you're going to gravitate to them, and you guys can shine together. And you want to shine your best, because when you and others shine, you guys don't leave nothing but the haters out there grabbing umbrellas, and they ain't gonna do nothing but keep that shade around them while y'all out there just shining like stars, you know what I mean? And that's just, to self-empower you. That's what this is all about. You have to self-motivate, self-empower you. I'm just trying to deliver a spark of information that I use in my daily that set the fire off in me to do this. Brings me to my third point. Be, know, and do. Now this is a little acronym or whatever you want to call it that we use in the military. But be true to yourself and honest. If you think you feel uneasy about an action that you're doing around other people, and you might not feel too sure about it, you might not want to do it. And you'd have to ask yourself, it actually brings me up to the no part of this. So we got the be out of there. Be true and honest to yourself, first and foremost. No matter what anybody else thinks about you, be true and honest to you. Now you have to know your limits and yourself. Don't go do things that you just physically can't do at that time. Now I say at that time because you can grow to have an understanding and obtain an overstanding of said subject or said anything that you're gonna do. And when you get that understanding, and when you get that physical prowess to go ahead and do those things, consider the options and ask yourself first. Don't ask nobody else. Ask yourself first, because you need to know your limits and yourself. So you should probably ask yourself, can I do this? Should I do this? And what is the benefit of this for me at this point in time? Because just judging on what it is that you're doing, and I'm leaving this very, very open, you might not want to do that. If you're getting peer pressured by friends, or if you feel TV is, showing you all these beautiful fake women that's got plastic and stuff, and I ain't hating on the women that's doing that. Hey, you have to make you look good. You have to be your golden egg. So you got to do that. And if they feel that they need to do that, hey, more power to you. But this is a very open topic right there. So, just make sure you're not doing anything that would incriminate yourself, demoralize yourself, or anything that would hurt you, because the other people around you, they're probably not even going to be affected by it. They might laugh at you like, oh, that's my friend. That's that excuse like, hey, that's my friend. They threw up that wall. I just know them. They silly like that. And then they going to excuse themselves away from you. And you're going to have to sit there with that. We see a lot of times on World Star Hip Hop. People get knocked out. Where were their friends at? They was in the circle around them like, I don't even know, dude. But anyway, back to the topic. Now you have to know yourself. You have to be true to yourself and honest. Know your limits and yourself. And now you have to do. You have to do whatever it is you said you were going to do. And you have to have a firm grip on, if you say you're gonna do it, you do it. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. I mean, heck, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna pay you back. If you're not gonna pay them back in a week, let them know. Hey man, I ain't gonna be able to get it in a week because I'm probably gotta catch up with some things. But I'm gonna get you on this next 2-3 weeks. Or heck, when you see them, hey man, I'm gonna give you what I can until it's paid off or whatever. But don't just leave somebody out in the wind, or leave yourself out in the wind basically, because that's talking about your integrity. And you don't want someone to think differently of your integrity, because then you become a dishonest person Nobody else is gonna mess with you. Again, you're gonna get judged. They're gonna tell other people about it. And then nobody's gonna mess with you when you actually need help. Nobody's gonna be there for you because you didn't do what you said you was gonna do. You're a dishonest person. Or I'm gonna say just a dishonest person. You are a person in dishonor. Because you can regain your honor, but yet it takes longer to get out the hole that you dug yourself in, you know? So when you do, make sure you have a firm grip on what it is that you said you're gonna do, because the aftermath can be a lot of judgment. It could be like a cry wolf situation. You can pull off a slippery slope. Things are just gonna go downhill if you don't stay firm to what you said you're gonna do. If you said, I don't know, but you understand. In anything that you say you're gonna do, just go ahead and make sure that you do it. So be, know, do. Be true to yourself and honest. Know your limits and yourself. And do what you said you were going to do. Those are really important right there. Really important. All right, brings me to the fourth point of this. And this one's gonna be kind of tricky, I think, for people to understand. Well, not really, I'm not gonna really insult anybody's intelligence or anything. But when I say in number 4's point, learn the art of conversation and active listening. These two skills will take you further than anything you ever dreamed. The right words at the right moments are priceless. Even being silent at times is worth more than saying anything. And I know some women out there that, you know, they start in on you, and if you don't say nothing, they keep going and going and going. And then there's some of them that, oh, what, you're not gonna say anything? You're not gonna say anything? Women, if you could leave something down in the comments and let the fellas really know, which I'm pretty sure you're not gonna do, but fellas, if you've had this issue with your woman and, you know, you just didn't say anything and it ticked her off even more that you would not say anything, put it down in the comments. I just want, I like to laugh. It's funny to me. But here we go. The art of conversation and active listening. Now, the art of conversation, you can use the right words at the right moment and the proper words, and you can nullify a situation. You could stop a fight. I mean, you could save somebody's life with just those words. I mean, if we got any people out there that are religious, you know, the Bible tells you, I mean, the Quran tells you, any religious text will tell you the word is the power. And it is really true, because this is where magic lives. I mean, take for instance, when a baby learns those first command words, no, stop, and yes, they can see those actions happen as they say them. And just to say a word that would make a physical entity do what you said do is a very powerful visual effect that words bring about. So again, right there, I'm not gonna jump too much into that. I got some other stuff in here that's a little bit deeper, but I don't want to go on the deep end with it. But just learn the art of conversation and active listening. The active listening part is gonna come in when you start using these proper words and using them in context, in terms, in the art of conversating. You're gonna be able to pick out the truth and the BS and sit there and juggle it right there in front of the person with a straight face. It's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, that it don't even sound good. And I mean, you know, if it's a person that you know might be a shiesty person, everybody know we got friends in low places. Everybody does. But you know, when they be talking to you, oh man, you know, I'm a good guy, whatever, you know, But then like 2 weeks ago, they told you a story about how they did somebody else bogus or, did someone wrong. And you're like, you just told me you're not really a trustworthy person in the story that you told me about a week ago. But now you want me to believe that you're a trustworthy person? Come on, man. Get out of here with that. Now that brings me to my 5th point. Fear nothing. One, fear is basically the number one killer in America right now because everybody is scared to do something. Some people are scared to work out too much. Some people are scared that eating too much of this is gonna hurt you. Or, fear is coming from all angles out there. And that's the one thing you should not be doing, is fearing anything, because when you fear it, you leave the interpretation for understanding it and overstanding it wide open. And then it becomes whatever you perceive it to be that is generating that fear in you. So therefore you wouldn't go ahead and just readily address the situation or address the topic or address a new anything that you want to do. Take for instance me. Man, I'm putting myself out here. But I'm not scared to do it because I have a passion for this. I have a real deep passion for this, and hey, I'm jumping out the window with it. I don't care. Hey, I'm 12 years Army, 8 years active duty airborne. I know how to fall. I'll be all right. But brings me back to fear nothing. Folks are gonna judge you. And so what? You're gonna judge people. Don't let their disagreement with you on whatever your judgment of them is dissuade you from doing what you want to do. Don't be afraid to tell somebody no. Don't be afraid to disagree with someone. These things, it's like when you follow a whole band of clowns. Because the world is a circus. The world is very much a circus. I just sit and look at stuff, man. It's crazy out there. But if you follow a band of clowns, you're gonna be considered a clown. And everybody's gonna laugh at you. And look at your face all painted up when you're really crying inside. So don't follow a band of clowns. Don't follow a group of clowns. Be the ringmaster and tame every show and act that is going on around you. And have no fear in cracking that whip on them. Who cares if they're going to disagree with you? They should disagree with you on some things. They should, you can't control someone. Unless you know something I don't know. Then we're going to have to talk, because you got mind control, Debo. But never follow a band of clowns. Tame the situations that are going on around you and get a greater under and understanding of them so that you can navigate through this circus that we call reality right now a lot better. And don't go in having expectations that something's gonna happen that's like unbelievable, because then you're gonna let yourself way down. So don't just go in, do what you gotta do. Keep your expectations close to your heart and just go with it. Just go with it. Don't fear it. Jump in. And that's about all I got right now. This last little tidbit. Don't be afraid to be alone. And don't be afraid to be the first or the only person doing that one thing that you are doing. Because if history has told us right, actually not told us, but has shown us correct, in those moments that people have taken up a cause, and they might have felt, or we have probably seen that they might have been the only person, or the first person to start it, or the face of it. That is where greatness lives. And everybody wants to be great. You know, everybody wants to be loved, admired, all of those things that bring people around you. But yet, if you're following the clowns, you can't be that person. So don't be afraid to be alone and step out on your own. Because like I said again, in number 2, you're going to gravitate to those people that want to shine just as you do. Just as you do. So go ahead, jump out there and shine with them. Because if you never start a fire or have a light, nobody can find you in this world of darkness, even with their eyes open. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all gonna get that metaphor right off the top. But you have to, you gotta shine bright. You gotta, see, that's a bright smile right there. You see that? You gotta shine bright. So that concludes my little motivational speak for the A5 channel, Area 5. I know it's a V, it's supposed to be a Roman numeral, but we don't have those on keyboards, all right? Chill. I've been getting that a lot. I can't find you. Chill. Put a V in there, all right? Things will work out just fine. But that's all I got. Stay tuned. I got the workout video for the first steps of learning boxing fitness coming up later on. If not today, I should have it loaded up by Monday. And hey man, as always, stay blessed out there. This is Dave. I'm out.